Hi there, my name is Hayana Verissimo. I'm a senior product designer at GitLab working with the release management group. For today's UX showcase, I'm excited to share with you our vision and efforts for the Icd Group Dashboard and the group releases capabilities. We want to make managing, planning, and executing releases across repos easy. The release management team is responsible for the categories of release evidence, release orchestration, secrets management, and pages. Today, I'm talking to you about the release orchestration category, which is the ability to coordinate complex releases, particularly across projects, in an efficient way that leverage of as code behaviors as much as possible. This project has a couple of goals. Based on problem validation, we've learned that our customers need the ability to support action on releases and planning at the group level, so across multiple projects. And for the users, we want to provide an elegant view for those orchestrating releases across many projects and repos with GitLab. So pretty much we want to help users answer the question, what am I releasing across all my instances and groups? This is not a new topic. Just to give you a little bit of background, around 2 years ago, our research team conducted user interviews on the dashboard workflows with GitLab. One of the insights was around a director level management dashboard that would allow customers to see how well their teams are performing in releases, and that could provide them a top level overview of all project statuses. So the users who requested this feature were typically team leads, and their manager had roles at the director level. Fast forward to February this year, during the 12.8 milestone, our product manager, Jackie Michelle, conducted customer interviews to validate how we could make managing, planning, and executing releases across repos easily. We thought of customers who have multiple projects that make up a single customer-facing app, such as GitLab, have problems validating integration tests and usability without working outside our product. And we also believe that the same users were having challenges managing releases artifacts when they are shared across many repos. We interviewed a total of 9 users across 4 personas. Those were release manager, software developer, team lead, and 1 security persona. During the interviews, we learned that the role most likely to feel the pain of working across dependent projects is Sasha, the software developer, and that the software engineers would be very interested in a snapshot view across all the projects and repos. The other persona that is most likely to get fired for mishaps related to errors sourced in another project is Rachel, the release manager. The heart of our persona's problem is that Sasha and Rachel want to collaborate, move fast, and execute the work with as little interruption as possible. Without the context across repos that Rachel needs, for example, there could be a premature releases, errors in a repo that surface another, and untimely deployments to production. So think about the pain that this is for organizations that have hundreds of projects and thousands of deployments. Today, each release item works in isolation. Release managers and directors, software engineers, they have to go to each project to keep track of the releases, the environments, deployments, pipelines, etc. We spoke to customers and heard that they are more likely to want to combine repos for highly dependent code. And if they could easily see that changes from one repo did not impact the product in a different, but connect the repos within a group, they would want to be able to support the workflows better with GitLab. Today, you could use manual testing in isolation or tools like Zebia Labs deploy. Review apps can help review changes, but only after the changes spread across multiple repos are merged into the same environment. And customers would often migrate to monorepo to avoid spending time validating the releases across projects. So having the ability not to only orchestrate, but to coordinate depending repos will make our users' lives easier. We're going to be able to compete with Zebia Labs' releases elegance of cross-team views, administration, and deployments, as well as actionable metrics for how releases are performing. Our solution to that overwhelming problem is providing visibility to the users of releases at the group level, and then linking them to the page of each project release. We believe that this will mitigate our users' risk manually checking each project release. Our team considered technicalities of releases at the group level. For example, instead of bringing the concept of tags to a group, which would introduce a checkpoint in your source code history and creates a problem since groups don't really have a code base. We want to explore group releases as some sort of supported version. Our first job to be done is allowing users to create a new group release from an existing release project. Users would then be able to access some sort of at-a-glance view of all projects that were associated to this new release or version item. This is important because all projects that are being released or announced to the market at the same time are now in a single bucket. If you also have milestones associated to it, once we introduce the concept of group milestones, you can see the plan versus deliver stats across all the projects. The next management feature that will help widen the web UI experience for all roles in GitLab is the Icd Group Dashboard. This dashboard will give people a power to look into their teams across all projects and see the key CI/CD metrics, like the percentage of projects with releases in the group, last pipelines in the group, duration of the last 30 pipelines in the group, and so on. The initial prototyping raised a lot of questions around dashboards with GitLab. We know that today group level metrics are displayed in different ways. So you can see here that the analytics insights have a different user interface from value stream analytics, and also the security dashboard, and also the environment and operation dashboard. Part of our analysis was to identify the goals of each dashboard and compare a little bit how these goals match the CI/CD dashboard's goals. They start to become a very complex work, and we love boring solutions. We have decided that our low-hanging fruit was to identify which GitLab UI components are production ready and can be used to create the MVC for the dashboard. We listed which components can currently be reused and which ones need some work in the Pajamas project. Our next design step is validating the mocks with users. Engineering is researching how we can aggregate projects at the group level. Because one of our goals is to not really create any additional UI components and UI changes, we will try to reuse as much components as possible and schedule UI improvements on the fly. The next steps of what we want to do is to validate these prototypes with customers. We have some interviews scheduled to understand if the UI we propose enable larger organizations to manage, plan, and execute releases across repos easily. After the solution validation, we will review the design and technical specs and break the issues down for planning and schedule. And of course, there will be conversations around dashboards and CI/CD, so that we make sure that the user experience across GitLab is aligned. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for the patience with this recording. Please feel free to ping me on @Hayana on GitLab and also in Slack, the GE Release Management group. I look forward to your questions, and that's it. Thank you so much. Stay safe.